The third annual Minnesota Private and Independent Education Awards is made possible in part by support from RBC Wealth Management, St. Catherine University, St. Mary's University of Minnesota, Xcel Energy, Minnesota's private colleges, Allegra, Marketing, Print, Mail, Bate Design Group, Adolphson and Peterson Construction, ATS&R, Planners, Architects, Engineers, Sadlier, the United Educators Credit Union, Hanger Prosthetics and Orthotics, the Laman Abdo Law Firm, Lyman Doran, and Smart Tuition.
Special event for MISF and all the people that are involved with private education in the state. Let me tell you this, the people in this room deliver and make possible a wonderful asset to the state of Minnesota. For every child that goes to one of our 503 schools in the state, we save $7,000 of state tax dollars and $3,500 of local tax dollars. So if you put that all together, the state of Minnesota, if all those kids were transferred back to the public school, we'd have a $6 billion budget problem in the state. And the other thing that happens is when they go to one of our schools, they have a 99% chance of graduating. They're way off the scale on the ACT testing, and they graduate on time. We have 503 private schools in the state, 77 children, it's actually closer to 80,000. If you put the homeschoolers in there, we're 100,000. Just a little over 10% of the children. Every fourth school in this state is a non-public school. So you think about that, it's really huge and very important to the state and a true state asset. I work on this at the Capitol a whole lot. We are thrilled to welcome a very special individual this evening. Oh, I got to put my glasses on, sorry. This evening, who will be serving as Master of Ceremonies for our celebration, Molly Rumsey Park. Molly was born and raised in St. Paul Highland Park area. She has been married to St. Paul's orthopedic surgeon, Bill Park, for 36 years. Together they raised 5 children who all attended private schools. Molly has served for more than 25 years on nonprofit boards, including Catholic Community Foundation, Life Track Resources, Ministries Foundation Board of the Sisters of St. Joseph's of Crondula, Cretan-Durham Hall, and DARTS. She has also served our state in a number of government service positions, most recently as mayor of Sunfish Lake, where she was elected for 2 4-year terms. Molly is a graduate of Durham Hall High School. She went to graduate from St. Catherine's University, where we are, thankfully, where she received a BA in Speech and Drama, and Boston University, where she received her Master's of Education in Speech and Pathology and Audiology. Please help me with a warm welcome for Molly.
I'm Molly Park MP, your MC for tonight. So glad to be here with you. And again, I'm honored to be serving as your Master of Ceremonies. We are pleased that you've joined us for the third annual Minnesota Private and Independent Education Awards celebration. On behalf of MISF, our honorees, guests, and our event sponsors, welcome. And thank you for making this event a success. Last year, there were 195 individuals in attendance, and it's thrilling to see nearly 250 guests this evening. MISF would like to thank several people who, through their dedication and commitment to private education, have made tonight possible. Although we would like to mention each one individually, our limited time and my memory span, most likely, does not allow this. Instead, I direct your attention to the screens on either side of me here, and to the lists on page 16 of your awards program. And those of you whose names are on the screens and on page 16, those of you who are serving as MISF's Board of Directors, the Award Planning Committee, or Blue Ribbon Selection Committee, the STEM Advisory Committee, or if you are affiliated with one of the organizations supporting our STEM mini-grant program, or serving as a sponsor of this evening's celebration, please stand up now so that we can thank you. Please do that. Maybe that's everyone in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now I have the distinct honor and privilege to welcome the President of St. Catherine University and my dear friend, Sister Andrew.
Thank you, Molly. I can always tell a St. Catherine graduate when I see one. You know, some people, if they lost their script, they would be all flustered. Not a St. Catherine graduate. She just said, okay, which one of you took it? As Molly said, I'm Sister Andrea Lee. I'm president of St. Catherine University, and what a joy it is for me to welcome a room full of educators to our campus this evening, along with these students who are being honored. Minnesota Independent School Forum members, whether you are teachers, principals, parents, students, or supporters, I am delighted to open our doors to you at such a beautiful time of the year. We just ordered spring on the day that you arrived. I also want to extend special warm greetings to any St. Catherine alumni who may be present in the room. Would you raise your hands if you're a St. Catherine alum? Yay! Welcome to all. Let me just say a couple of words about the importance of K-12 private education, about the values that we hope to instill in students as their teachers, their administrators, and mentors, about the academic excellence and achievement that is bedrock to our mission also here at St. Catherine University and to your work as well, about the selfless service that we are all here to recognize tonight, the service that you provide to your students, the sacrifices of their parents, the differences that we want these young people to make out in the world on behalf of others and for themselves. As I reviewed the list of your member schools, I noticed that the vast majority have a religious affiliation: Lutheran, Catholic, Jewish, Christian, Seventh-day Adventist, interdenominational. What is the value of a faith-based education? Our professors and admissions counselors here at St. Catherine discuss that with respect to students all the time. Here's what I found on some of your websites. I saw on one, or more than one, a call to lead, to serve, to inspire, and to seek the truth. I saw an acknowledgement that parents have rights and responsibilities in helping to shape their children's education. I saw a call for mutual respect within a disciplined environment. And I saw an emphasis within both curricular and co-curricular activities on the whole child, on her think long before deciding to send him to private school in Detroit, and then here in St. Paul at St. Luke's and Cretin-Derham Hall, and then the University of St. Thomas. And I was really happy tonight that he was able to meet and greet one of our special honorees, since they are both from Haiti and both men of accomplishment. So, products of private education. This is exactly what we value at St. Catherine as well. This is what private education is. It is challenging, respectful, rigorous, holistic. It's focused on the individual student and the common good. We greatly value the students who come from private and religiously affiliated schools to St. Catherine University, as I know the presidents of all the private institutions of higher education in Minnesota do. Our baccalaureate college here at St. Kate's, as you may know, is for women only. It is the largest such college in the hemisphere. And the young women that we see from private high schools are strongly prepared for college. They come from what we call a college-going culture. They have a good sense of our values because they generally value the same things that we do. Private school students are desirable college applicants because, most importantly, their families value education and are willing to invest in it. And they generally want the best for their students. We thank you for these young people, and I say that on behalf of all the private college and university presidents in the state. We thank you for entrusting your sons and daughters to our care, and we are pleased this evening to join with you in celebration of all the good work that you do as private colleges, private institutions at the K-12 level. Before we move into the main portion of the program, I've been asked to offer a short blessing, and I'm pleased to do so. I would ask you to gather and focus your energy and your spirit on this moment, and remind ourselves that to use words that Carl Jung discovered among the Latin writings of Erasmus and popularized, they are in Latin vocatus et non vocatus, Deus aderet. Called upon or not, God is present. Let us take comfort in that truth, and in whatever ways are part of your own tradition or culture, recall that God created and cares for our lives, for the health and well-being of those we love, for the people we serve and will serve, and especially today, this evening, let us call into mind the young people who will be honored tonight and on whose behalf we work. May they enjoy the honor, all of them, young and not so young, enjoy the honor they deserve, and may they look to futures of accomplishment and contribution. Finally, while we are expressing thanks, may God bless all of you, all of our work in independent education, and the noble goals that we pursue. We ask this in the name of God of creation, the God of power, and the God of goodness. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Andrea. We are honored by St. Kate's hospitality and grateful that you welcome us this evening. The team MISF has been preparing for the celebration since last fall. I suspect everyone is eager for us to begin with the award celebration, so let's get it started. We begin our celebration by presenting the STEM Mini Grant Awards. I would now like to introduce three special individuals who have been prominent in supporting and advising MISF with this program. First, I would like to introduce Rosa Miller. Could you come up, Rosa? Rosa is Vice President of Latin America 3M. Rosa has been on the MISF board since '96. She's a generous giver to scholarship programs through MISF. A great confidant and friend of mine. Thank you, Rosa, for being here. Greg Chamberlain is Director of Transmission Portfolio Delivery for Excel Energy and a member of the MISF STEM Advisory Committee. Greg? Where's Greg? Come on up, Greg. Can I have a hand for Greg? And Dr. KB Benjamin Richter, Senior Research Engineer at 3M, and also a committee member of our STEM Advisory Committee. Ben?
Thank you, Jim. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, also known as STEM. MISF launched its Science and Mathematics Initiative during the 2005-2006 school year. The program matured quickly during the first 5 years, and in 2009 was transformed to include the new STEM mini-grant program that supports curriculum development for its member schools. The purpose of the MISF STEM initiative is to strengthen and enhance the teaching of STEM subjects at member schools. Last year, we were delighted to present the very first STEM mini-grant awards, and tonight we are thrilled to be presenting 15 more awards to member schools through this program. STEM mini-grants are intended to support development of new curricula for hands-on student engagement projects for grades 4 through 12, and the teacher professional development needed to implement this curriculum. And now for the awards. Alum School in Fridley, creating a schoolyard wildlife and pond habitat with a weather station. Central Minnesota Christian School in Princeburg, FOSS Hands-On Science and Night of Science community event. Community Christian Middle School in Wilmer, keeping our pond water quality investigation. Tyler Junior High School in Winona, modeling renewable energy sources. Gethsemane Lutheran School in Maplewood, bridging the St. Croix, the Stillwater Bridge project. Hillcrest Lutheran Academy in Fergus Falls, modeling physics. Maranatha Christian Academy in Brooklyn Park, rocketry, blast off to success. Mayer Lutheran High School in Mayer, simple machines, not really. Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis, STEM, human anatomy, and physiology. St. Croix Lutheran High School in West St. Paul, indoor aquatic ecosystem. St. Francis St. James United School in St. Paul, from greenhouses to growing green plants. St. Mark's School in St. Paul, growing stems of creativity. St. Pascal School in St. Paul, team, together exploring about math. St. Paul Preparatory School in St. Paul, robot design from concept to construction. And Southwest Minnesota Christian High School in Edgerton. What's so fishy about the Redwood River, and why is it so important?
Thank you. And this year, as part of MISF STEM's initiative, we'll be presenting 2 additional awards under the STEM Professional Development Pilot Project Program. And these awards are going to go tonight to Academy of Holy Angels in Richfield for Make the Connection program. And the DeLaSalle to St. Margaret's at St. Louis Park for Mobile
The Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics program is made possible in part by funding from 3M, the Beckman Coulter Foundation, the Medtronic Foundation, and the Accel Energy Corporate Citizenship Foundation.
Isn't that wonderful? Students prepared for 21st century leadership. Congratulations to all of you. This evening, we will present Story Awards to 2 individuals and 2 school programs. In addition, I have the pleasure of personally introducing each of our honored teacher finalists. At the end of the evening, it will be my distinct honor to announce the 2011 Honor Teacher Award to 2 of these deserving finalists. That's sort of the syllabus of what we're doing tonight. Okay, so you can grade me when we're done, see if I get the timing economically done. Thanks. Our first honoree is Rony Aristil, a student at St. Paul Preparatory School. Rony, I'm going to talk a little bit about you first, and then I'm going to invite you up to the stage, all right? Okay. Rony is the youngest of 4 siblings and a native of Haiti. He lost both of his parents at a young age, and a few years ago developed bone cancer and was treated with a mid-thigh amputation while in Haiti. During his recovery in the hospital there, he learned rudimentary English from the staff and continued to teach himself. After the Haiti earthquake in January 2010, St. Paul Preparatory School contacted a local church in Minneapolis and requested the name of a student from Haiti to receive a full scholarship to their school. Rony was selected by people in Haiti because they believed he had the best chance of succeeding at St. Paul Prep. Rony is quiet, mature, pleasant, and focused on academic achievement. He always greets his faculty with a broad smile and a handshake. The school says about him, "It is literally a blessing to have him in our student body." Although currently a sophomore, Rony plans to work hard in the coming year in order to receive the credits necessary to graduate in 2012. His desire is to pursue post-secondary education and a career in prosthetics so he can return to Haiti to help his own people facing circumstances that are similar to those he has overcome. Rony's English teacher at St. Paul Prep put it wonderfully when she stated, "Despite the hardships Rony has experienced, he is joyful, has a positive outlook, gets along with everyone, and has a great smile." Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to Rony Aristil, the 2011 Minnesota Private Independent Education Award. Yes,
But against all odds, prosthetic leg so I can walk. Thanks you all for that. I bet you all here. I was also an orphan in Haiti against all odds. I was welcomed by some people who cared and loved me, and they helped me out. Last year in Haiti, there was a huge earthquake. That earthquake was much needed assistance, like hearing a company, prosthetic company, to help my fellow Haitians. Thank you all for that. Then, last year, Simple Prayer was offering a scholarship for a student from Haiti. Against all odds, out of thousands of students to pick from, I was the one to pick, which is a blessing. Out of 1,000 people to pick from, I'm the only one who get the chance. That's meant a lot to me. Moreover, as a young man living in Haiti, against all odds, I traveled to the United States because people like Cheryl and Dr. Mark was helping me and sponsored me to come to the U.S. Thank you all for that. And then as I've been living in Haiti my whole life, the temperature usually 120 degrees in summer. I've never been at a temperature like 30 degrees, never in my life. When the Minnesota winter was gone, it was very cold. It was super cold. But against all odds, I survived. I survived the months of winter because Harvey Schmitz and Andrew George was welcoming me into the house. Thank you all for that. Fantastic. So as you can see, it's very humbling for me to accept this award because although I've been managed to survive and prosper against all odds, it has always because I've been blessed to have people around me and help me and willing to go out of their way and help me along the way. So I'll receive this award today, not only for myself, but on behalf of hundreds of people who was helping me build my lifetime to contribute my dream. Thank you all.
Aren't you glad you're here tonight? Thank you, Ronnie. Our next honoree story award is for the Behind the Scenes Award. This award recognizes the quiet and essential work of those individuals who support our schools outside the classroom. These individuals are essential colleagues who go out of their way to make our school environments welcoming, friendly, and caring. At 89 years young, our next award winner is one of those amazingly warm, giving rocks of Our Lady of Peace School in Minneapolis. Robert Bob Crumley has 7 children and approximately 30 grand and great-grandchildren. He has been a very active member of Our Lady of Peace Parish for over 50 years. Bob's children have long passed through the grade school, but Bob has volunteered at Our Lady of Peace on a regular basis for at least 15 years. It's hard to say what his official title is, but it is best summed up as official greeter. At 6 feet 6 inches, Bob's presence is commanding. He greets everyone by name, child and adult. And if Bob doesn't recognize someone, he has his radar up and makes sure they check in at the office. He is the school's unobtrusive guard system. In this day and age, the school is glad to have a security system in place monitoring the people coming and going from Our Lady of Peace. After his job of greeting people, turns into Hall Monitor Bob. For the younger children, he is a comforting presence, reassuring them that their day is going to be just fine, no matter how scared they might be. For the older children, Bob exchanges jokes and provides that gentle guidance that only a grandfather can offer. It's hard to measure what Bob has done for the school, but for 15 years, he has lifted the spirits of many students, teachers, and parents in a very quiet, gentle, behind-the-scenes sort of way. Now, unfortunately, Bob could not be here with us tonight, but we are still going to honor him. A few short weeks ago, he was hospitalized with heart problems and is recuperating at home. By the way, he turns 90 in 2 weeks. In his absence, we are honored to welcome Dr. Lori Glynn, Principal of Our Lady of Peace, and Father Paul Tracy, Pastor. And they will be accepting the award on Bob's behalf. Please help me give a warm welcome to Dr. Lori Glynn and Father Paul Tracy.
There's nobody more sad tonight than Bob because he couldn't be here. He was pretty excited to get the award, and like all probably 89-year-olds, he says, I wonder what this is all about. And he was just as proud as could be that he was honored and recognized. But he has sat in that hallway 3 days a week, all day long, for 15 years. And rain, snow, hail, whatever it is, and if school isn't there, he's very upset. So he knows every graduate by name. He knows their families now by name. And he knows all of our students, and they love him dearly. And so when he got sick the other day, the students thought, what can we do? Well, Bob sits and does word finds outside of the office to keep himself busy when there's not much activity in the hall. So the students decided to go to the computer lab and make him word find books. So tomorrow, Father Paul and I are going to deliver this award and a word find book from every grade at Our Lady of Peace, so he has something to do. So we thank you for this honor.
Our next award is the Community Champion Award. There are many groups and programs that contribute to the strengths of our schools. Each of us can envision a community champion, a group that serves, supports, and gives selflessly through time and talent by reaching out in a way that makes a lasting difference in the school and within the community. This award celebrates the work of an individual or a group connected with the school that has benefited the community in which the school is located. This year's Community Champion Award recipient is a group from DeLaSalle High School in Minneapolis. In 2001, student members of DeLaSalle's campus ministry, under the direction of Peg Hodap, Vice President for Mission, created and hosted a special prom night for teens with disabilities who have never had the opportunity to attend a prom. This special evening is now in its 11th year and has grown into what is now called Starry Night Prom. Today, more than 1,000 guests of all ages attend the prom, the oldest being a 75-year-old man who lived in institutions for most of his life. This magical evening includes a formal sit-down dinner, beverages, and of course, dancing, all free of charge. The prom is held annually in May. In fact, the 2011 prom is being held this Saturday, May 7th, at the high school. The students who host this prom spend half of the school year preparing for the evening by attending seminars and sensitivity training as well as planning the food service and festive decorations that transform the gymnasium into a beautiful dance hall. As one parent volunteer stated, "It's hard knowing who has more fun, the DeLaSalle students or the guests." The prom has become so popular that the larger metro community has made contributions ranging from monetary donations and formal wear to time happily given to set up and serve as chaperones. The original DeLaSalle presence has expanded well beyond the confines of campus ministry. More than 1/3 of the student body, that's 230 out of 600 students, now help with this event. The benefits of the Starry Night Prom go beyond the 4 hours of the actual event. DeLaSalle students have a greater appreciation for people with differences. Guests leave with cherished memories, and caregivers have expressed their appreciation for the compassion that the students show by giving those in attendance an occasion to feel like royalty. The following is a statement from a DeLaSalle student summing it up perfectly. "It gives me a great deal of pride to be a part of such a wonderful event. Seeing the joy in the eyes of our guests makes the long hours of planning and training worth it. Starry Night Prom has forever changed my life. It is by far the best memory of my high school career, and I will remember it forever. Please help me welcome this year's Community Champion Award winner, Peg Hodap, and members of the Starry Night Prom, DeLaSalle High School."
I would like to thank Jim Field and the Minnesota Independent School Forum for recognizing such an extraordinary event. The hundreds of emails and phone calls and cards that we have received from guests and family members are proof that we made the right decision 11 years ago. One parent wrote, "I wanted to thank you and your students for making it a wonderful prom night for our children with disabilities. I don't even know where to begin. Your kids were so kind and helpful with everything. My daughter summed it up best. We got home and she sat on the couch and said, 'Wow, Mom, I got to be a real princess tonight.' Thank you so much for making her dream come true." I'm grateful to our president, Brother Michael Collins, and Principal Barry Liskey for continuing to support this event. I'm thankful for our alumni benefactors who have chosen to underwrite the cost. I am exceedingly proud of and indebted to the legions of DeLaSalle students who have made this experience happen year after year. And as you can see, several are present today. I'd like to just recognize them one more time. Over 200 DeLaSalle students get involved in this event, so this is just a small sampling of our wonderful students. And I can't go away without recognizing and acknowledging my daughter, Maddie, who has spent the last 19 years sharing her mama with the students at DeLaSalle. Now a college freshman majoring in elementary and special education, Maddie was 9 years old and dressed in an angel costume at the inaugural Starry Night. Thanks, Mads, for being my rock. Thank you.
Our final story award of the evening is the Academic Program Award. This award recognizes an innovative or successful program that supports engagement and academic achievement for the school, students, or faculty. Sorry, I thought I went from page 9 to page 20, but I guess I'm on page 10. Sorry about that. Our next award goes to Risen Christ School ambitious, innovative program called Imagine the Possibilities. There are many mentoring programs around the country that match businesses with kids. These programs are critically important and yield positive results, but few, if any, involve the head of a company. In a year-long effort to broaden the horizons of at-risk students through the world of business like Imagine the Possibilities does. This program was developed under the leadership of Fran Berciano-Hernan, Director of Advancement at Risen Christ School, a K-8 grade school located in the Powderhorn Park area of Minneapolis. Risen Christ serves low-income and immigrant families. More than 90% of the students live in poverty, and more than 64% are English learners. Many of these students will become first-generation high school graduates. Few have any familiarity with professional, corporate, or white-collar careers. Imagine the Possibilities brings together CEOs or presidents of Twin Cities businesses with small groups of 3 to 5 middle school students to explore the many career possibilities that are open to those with a good education and the character, self-discipline, and perseverance needed to achieve one's goals. The groups then meet on a regular basis during which the students are given an inside look into the leader's particular business and what it has taken to make it successful. Students participate in field trips to these businesses and tour projects in which these companies have been involved. Students in one group had to prepare and present a competitive bid to the company leaders for a project at the University of Minnesota. Another group of students submitted ideas for projects in a civil engineering group and pursued one of them to design completion. One student involved in the program has said, "I've learned that electricity isn't just lighting, it's also about design. I'm more interested when I go places because I can see things differently than I did before." Although just in the first year, it is now in its first year, the Imagine the Possibilities program is already a great success. Currently, a diverse group of executives representing construction, engineering, patent acquisition, manufacturing, landscape architecture, financial services, and other fields are participating in the program. The executives are energized by the enthusiasm and generous interest of the students. And the students are seeing themselves as future engineers, architects, MBAs, and business owners as they imagine the possibilities of a successful future built on the solid foundation of a quality, values-rich education. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our program award winner, Fran Berciano-Hernan, who has had many, many years of service to our communities in healthcare, in the arts, and in education. She's a marvelous woman. I like to call her a friend, only see her time to time, but she's done marvelous work. Again, Fran Berciano-Hernan and the Imagine the Possibilities program.
Thank you so much, Molly. We've done a lot of work together, the two of us. Thank you, MISF, for this award. You know, I have to say that it always feels like home when I come back to this campus where I spent my college years, a place that influenced me so much and helped to shape me and continues to shape me each day of my life. It's always good to be back. I accept this award board members who have supported this, and some of you are here this evening. It took a small army to do this. This is our first year. We were lucky to have 11 business executives, and as Molly said, these were the CEOs. These are the CEOs. They didn't delegate this. That makes it unique. It's unlike other mentoring programs. What also is wonderful is that all of them, except one, who cannot because of scheduling, are coming back next year. And our vision is to start with 7th graders so that these wonderful mentors can spend 2 years with them, and they're willing to do that. We also can't forget then our 8th graders who have been, who are 7th graders now and who have been just jealous of the 8th graders and all the fun activities that they've been involved in. So we'll take care of them as well, and we're looking for some other business executives. These men and women write their own curriculum. We developed a grid, they took it, and they developed their own curriculum that they used in their meetings with their children, and they were very serious and dedicated to it. It was wonderful to witness. They stressed the importance of education, leadership, determination, good character, careful planning, and personal responsibility. The students have said things like you've heard, being able to think differently. One of the comments, though, really sticks with me, and that is, if you could have a magic wand, said one of the executives, what would be your wish? And each of them said to go to college and to be able to provide for my family. So that's our program. We're hoping it lasts a very long time. We're very, very grateful for this recognition. And it really isn't only for the program. It's for the needs, the hopes, and the future of our students. Thank you very much.
Thanks again. Congratulations to all of our Story Award winners. And next we will be hearing from a very special scholarship program at MISF called Dream Makers. To present this program, please help me welcome Michelle Poncel, MISF's Director of Development and Programs. Michelle.
The MISF Dream Makers Scholarship Program began back in 2008, and this special program connects donors with students and their families who are living in challenging economic situations. The donor provides a $5,000 scholarship each year for students' sophomore, junior, and senior years in high school, while also developing a one-on-one mentoring relationship with the student. And this opportunity reduces stress on the families, opens the door for their student for a quality private education, and offers them a bridge to the future. MISF's first 4 Dreammaker students will be graduating this year, and we would like to honor them and their sponsors this evening. Please watch this video on your screen.
Interested in trying to find a way to give back to our local community, and when we were looking for various avenues to do that, we were really intrigued with what Dreammakers had to offer in terms of not just being able to donate money, but more importantly, be a part and contribute to kids' life.
There's been a couple people that have asked me before, like, why do you go to DeLaSalle? Like, isn't it expensive to go there? And I'm like, that shouldn't be seen as a limitation. Like, of course it is expensive to go here, but there's a lot of money out there. and there are a lot of people actually willing to help.
It's been able to help me go here, which I'm so grateful for because I just love this school, and I would hate to have a financial problem keeping me from coming here.
I just feel like a family here. You know, the staff and the teachers, they really do care, and like, you know, if you're not at school or if they see something that's wrong, they, you know, they ask you questions like, you know, is everything all right? And, you know, I just really feel like a family. Like, everyone here is, you know, here for the same thing, you know, good education.
This school has been such a impact on my life that I'll never forget it, and I'll never forget the Dreammakers for giving me that scholarship to attend this place.
The future is the young people, and we invest in the future, and we wouldn't do what we do for a living and working for our clients if we didn't have enthusiasm about the future.
They've actually got me a couple tickets to like Timberwolves games, and they also wrote a recommendation for me for St. Thomas.
They've came to a few of my concerts, and sometimes we'll go to a basketball game or something like that. So that was really cool. I also got to know the other recipients really well. Yeah, so we have a friendship.
They reflect what we'd like to see, what we appreciate, and that is this is the American dream. You know, you work hard, you try hard, and there's a future for anyone who tries in this country.
If you see a student that, you know, doesn't have that much money that still wants a great education and is willing to work for that and actually find a way to make it happen, I believe that that student should be given a chance.
I want to make a lot of money and give a lot of money and do that for the rest of my life.
Without question, we received more from it than the participants have received from us. It has been a wonderful addition to our lives.
This program has meant a lot to me. It has allowed me to get a great education that will help me excel in college and later on in my career. After high school, I am planning on going to Anoka Ramsey to major in a computer science degree. I am very thankful for the generosity and everything they have done for me. Austin Hughes, Legacy Christian Academy.
The Dreammakers program has been wonderful for me. They have opened so many doors. Because of their generosity, I've been able to remain in the school I am now. I've been at this school since preschool, and now I'm able to graduate from here. After school, I plan to go to Northwestern College in Roseville and major in psychology and minor in special ed. With these two fields, I hope to go to therapeutic writing, where I will help disabled children.
I am proud to support 2 students over the past several years through the Dreammakers program. It is important to me that families have the opportunity to send their children to schools dedicated to providing a quality education within a Christian environment. The achievements of these 2 outstanding individuals is a prime example of how this program is succeeding in preparing high school students for their adult lives. I wish them the very best in their future endeavors. Dave Ely, National Business Systems.
I would just like to take a moment to thank Sonny Case from the Minnesota Private Colleges and Mike Peden, one of our videographers in the back room there, for their help in putting together this video and going out and doing the interviews. So we could give them a round of applause for that. We would now like to introduce you to our Dreammakers students and their families and present them with a Dreammakers plaque. Austin Hughes, please come forward. Austin is from Legacy Christian Academy, and his parents with him are Michelle and Kent. And we also have Christina Henkel from Central Minnesota Christian School, and her parents Sarah and Scott. Austin and Christina were both sponsored by David Ely, CEO of National Business Systems Incorporated. Unfortunately, David and his wife are currently traveling and couldn't be here with us tonight. We are sincerely thankful to him for his passion and dedication for private education and for these students that he has sponsored. Our last two graduating Dreammaker students are, first of all, Jonathan Thomas from Minnehaha Academy. And unfortunately, Jonathan couldn't be with us tonight due to a prior engagement at his church. But we do have with us Russell Smith from DeLaSalle and his sister, Beza Weeks. Russell and Jonathan, along with Dwayne Bryant, who's a junior at St. Agnes, we're all sponsored by Phil and Harrison Brodnick, who are with us tonight from Minneapolis Portfolio Management Group. Phil and Harrison were the first donors who came forward to sponsor Dreammaker students, and they actually chose 3 right off the bat. They will be receiving a plaque this evening which states, "You make a living by what you get, and you make a life by what you give," by Winston Churchill. We would like to sincerely thank them for the difference they're making in these students' lives and for paving the way for the Dreammaker program. And now we'd like Russell to come forward.
Thank you. I wasn't prepared to give a speech, so I'll be short. But I would like to thank MISF for getting me in touch with the Dreammakers Scholarship. And they got me in touch with the Grodnicks who I met here. And I just really want to thank MISF and the Grodnicks personally for giving me the chance to have that
I just have no doubt that without their help, Russell wouldn't be where he is right now. And I'm very proud and very humbled. Thank you.
The Dream Makers, we hope to honor everyone's dream because that's how we create life anew and make our communities better places. Congratulations to you all. And now we will move on to the final portion of our evening, the Honor Teacher Award. This award recognizes one educator in grades K through 8 and one in grades 9 through 12, who in the eyes of the community model outstanding service to the students and the school. These educators are leaders who model a commitment to engaging and developing the whole student. Our first Honor Teacher finalist for the K-8 category comes to us from Carondelet Catholic School in Minneapolis, Bridget Berger, or Mrs. B. Where are you, Bridget? Okay. Let me tell you all a little bit about Bridget, Mrs. B. She's a passionate and committed teacher in her first grade classroom and throughout the school. She truly walks her talk. Mrs. B has been a champion for bringing new learning techniques to Carondelet, such as the guided reading program, a new math curriculum, and even a composting program. True sustainability, that's great. Mrs. B's classroom is a warm, compassionate, and nurturing environment where she promotes fairness through her thoughtful recognition of each student's unique contributions. Additionally, she implemented a daily activity during which students sit in a circle and pass a wooden prayer bowl in which they can place a pebble should they want to reflect quietly or pray aloud. As we know, this is an activity that is only possible because she teaches in a private school. Two former students of Mrs. B's, who are now in 3rd and 4th grade, said, "She made everyone smile and made everything fun. Mrs. B was a good teacher because she would help you if you got stuck on a problem." Mrs. B is also an inspiration to the broader community, where she models compassion through her support of the Carondelet partnership with Wait House, a local food shelf. Through her enthusiasm for this program, her students have also learned the importance of contributing to the community. When she is not teaching, you may find her volunteering at Christ the King Catholic Church, Families Moving Forward, and Hands on Cities. And finally, Mrs. B is a true champion of the environment. You will often see her biking to school, even in the snow. Bridget Berger is truly a treasure to her class, the school, and the community. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Bridget Berger, Mrs. B. Get on your bike and come on up here right now.
Public speaking, also not my forte. It's different when they're your peers. 26-year-olds I can take. Adults. Nobody goes into education for awards. We do it for the money, obviously. And nobody can do this job alone. It might feel lonely sometimes, isolated in your classroom, but in reality, teachers need a strong support system to do their jobs. That's why I wouldn't be here today, accepting this honorable award, without the help of my support net. My class parents, who nominated me, and who work with me like a tag team, offering support at home. And my colleagues, a lot of whom are here tonight. suggestions, let me vent, and teach me by their own shining examples. Carondelet is the first school that I've taught at, and my truly amazing colleagues have been the best teachers that I could ask for. I owe this award in large part to them. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, my father and mother, who have encouraged me in this endeavor since high school, who taught me about service and how to be a good steward of the earth, which I try to pass on to my own students. My in-laws, too, for their words of wisdom and their encouragement, and because at one time or another, I roped every member of my family into helping me in my classroom. No one more so than my husband, and if I listed all the thanks I have for him, we would be here until school gets out in June. He even gives fashion advice, like, what is business casual anyway? Aaron is my anchor in reality and sanity, and I'm so grateful for his presence in my life. I'm a product of Catholic education, and if there's one important thing that I took away from my K-12 years, it was the importance of service in life, and that's one thing I've tried to pass on. I remember in grade school how my mom would make my sister and I bring giant bags to our food drives and how mortified and embarrassed I was, and how now I'm trying to encourage my students to bring bags full of food for our food drives, no matter how mortified and embarrassed they are to be bringing all that to school. It's the reason why we do what we do. It's what I tried to return the favor. I got so much from my education that I want to give that back. So I'd like to thank the Minnesota Independent School Forum for honoring not just me, but all of the wonderful people, the stories that we've heard tonight, and for all of you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. Our second honor teacher finalist in the K through 8 category is a 4th grade teacher at St. Jerome School in Maplewood and a lifelong member of the St. Jerome community. Hardworking, dedicated, faith-filled. These are words that describe most teachers, but then there are those who simply go above and beyond these words. Anna Heinz is one of those people. A graduate, teacher, parishioner, youth minister, Eucharistic minister, and former confirmation coordinator, Anna brings a rich history to the community, is an excellent role model, and goes above and beyond to the benefit of each student. Her leadership and passion are evident in her efforts coordinating service projects for students, advising the Middle School Student Advisory Council, organizing Catholic Schools Week activities, serving as the go-to person for the school staff and teachers from other schools on interactive whiteboard technology, and stepping in to help when original plans for long-term subs change unexpectedly. In addition to teaching, Anna also strengthens her ties in the community with the senior high youth group. 3 years ago, she started week-long mission trips that continue to be a great experience for all involved. Always going beyond what is expected, putting her students' needs before her own, and learning how to do things differently or better shows that she views teaching as a passion rather than just a job. She is truly an inspiration. She lives what she teaches, pushes the bar of expectations to the limit, and motivates others to be better. She looks for no praise or thank yous, she simply serves. She is that rock-solid person in the school who knows the history of the community, knows the people, has the skills, exudes the confidence, and is willing to help no matter what the task. Please help me give a warm welcome to Anna Heinz.
Thank you very much, MISF. When I was student teaching up in Duluth at UMD where I went to college, my student teacher asked me one day, "What is your goal for your teaching career?" And I said, "I don't really know, I haven't thought about it." And she said, "Well, a lot of teachers come in here and they tell me, I want to win an award one day for to be the teacher of the year. And I tell all of them that you need to know And I have tried to live that every year when I'm teaching. And in whatever classroom I'm in, I've been at my school for 8 years now, every year I want to make those students feel that they are the most important kids in that room for that year. This is a beautiful honor, and it's going right with all the little handmade notes and cards and bookmarks that all of us as teachers have gotten that say that you were the teacher of the year that year. So thank you very much.
I'm sure you're going to be a wonderful mother, too, and another job on the horizon for you, another vocation on the horizon. How does a 9-year-old become a spy, spend a day in school in the 1800s, star in a movie with SpongeBob, and spend Christmas in Russia? By spending the year in our next finalist classroom. The final teacher in the K-8 category, Stephanie Kiro, teaches a split 3rd, 4th grade class at St. Michael's Lakeside School in Duluth. Stephanie's passion, creativity, and innovative teaching style keeps each student captivated and excited to learn. Being an alumna of St. Michael's School, her dedication to private education is apparent. She brings the 1800s to life by having students dress in 1800s attire, travel to a one-room schoolhouse to learn on slates for the day, and play stickball at lunch. She encourages stewardship and leadership by heading the student council and championing a supply drive for displaced pets. She builds strong moral character through her anti-bullying and character-building curriculum. She broadens the worldview of students by incorporating other cultural traditions in regular coursework. She builds respect for the earth through organizing neighborhood cleanups and teaching her students at the Environmental Learning Center. Stephanie is not only genuinely caring, but is one of the few teachers who can find the hidden talents of a student and give those students the skills necessary to blossom. One parent has said of her, "Stephanie has made our lives so much better this year." When she described to us at the fall conferences the strengths and weaknesses she saw in our son, I marveled at how well she had gotten to know him already. Subjects he used to agonize over, he now gets right to work at. I'm so happy my son has had the opportunity to have Stephanie for a teacher. According to her co-workers, you couldn't ask for a finer teaching colleague, and she's a doer, not just a talker. Her contributions are invaluable and continually improve the environment at our school. Stephanie always puts the extra effort into whatever she does. Not only is she an excellent teacher, but one of the kindest, most compassionate people we know. Due to the fact that Stephanie just gave birth to her second son last week, anybody else here want to tell us something that, I know it's not me, okay. So Stephanie is not here tonight. She's unable to make the trip from Duluth to join us this evening. However, accepting the award on her behalf is the principal of St. Michael's Lakeside School. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Principal Amy Flagg.
On behalf of Stephanie, I would like to thank you for the honor. Stephanie is very deserving of this award. She is a former student of mine. I taught her in 6th grade. I knew then that she would be a phenomenal teacher. And now I have the honor of supervising her as the principal of our school. And she is a gift to our community. So on her behalf, I say thank you for the honor.
And now for the moment what we've all been waiting for. Each one of these educators is a winner tonight, and we thank them for their many years of service to our students and the community. They are training our future leaders, and for that we are extremely grateful. At this time, I would like to announce that the 2011 Honor Teacher Award in the K-8 category. And from Price Waterhouse, we have Jim Field. The envelope, please. I feel like Meryl Streep. You're all winners, but the award tonight goes to Bridget Berger.
I blew my speech the first time, so thank you again, everybody. This means so much to me, and it means so much that you're all here, like I said, and all of my friends and family that were able to make it. It's very, very special and important to me. Thank you.
Again, congratulations to you all, and congratulations, Mrs. B. Now, the next level, our first honor teacher finalist in the grades of 9 through 12 category comes from St. Croix Lutheran High School in West St. Paul, just about 2 miles from my house in Sunfish Lake. And he has taught for 23 years. Pastor David Hubner, where are you, Pastor David? Oh, very close. Okay, great. Pastor David Hubner is an exemplary teacher, and he's been this way throughout the years. He's taught religion, ESL Bible knowledge, German, Latin, pre-algebra, and accelerated geometry. He's also head of both the religion and guidance counseling departments. Pastor Dave helped to develop and implement St. Croix's Peer Leaders Program more than 20 years ago, when you were a mere lad of 12, probably, right? He organizes and leads 2 peer leaders workshops each year and continues to work with the students, helping them become listeners and supporters for classmates who may be struggling with a variety of issues. In 2006, Pastor Dave organized and led the first group of St. Croix German students to Siegen, Germany, to begin a biannual exchange program with the school there. For 3 years, Pastor Dave has organized and led spring break trips to Arizona, where St. Croix students volunteer to work with youth groups at an Apache Indian mission. Besides teaching and providing educational travel experiences for students, Dave has helped to build a strong athletic program at St. Croix as varsity girls soccer coach for 7 years, a football coach for 15 years, and varsity boys basketball coach for 6 years. In a community summer program, Dave also coached soccer for 15 years. He holds a National Class D soccer coach certificate. One of his students has said, Pastor Hubner continually goes above and beyond the call of a teacher. Not only has he helped me grow in the classroom, but he has helped me to become a better person. He is so hardworking and encouraging to all of his students. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our first 9 through 12 honor teacher finalist, Pastor David Hubner.
Well, thank you. As you heard, I'm a pastor by training, and when they told me I had 1 to 2 minutes, I said, "You're kidding." So when Molly said she didn't have a script for what she was doing, imagine a pastor without a script. We'd be here all night. But I just wanted to thank a couple of people. Thank the MISF, not only for sponsoring this evening, but also for all the work that you do in sponsoring educational opportunities for so many students across our state. It was really great to hear about the special programs that you sponsor and encourage for so many of our students in schools. I'd also like to thank my family for the support that they give. Mrs. B talked about her family support system. My wife and I have been married for 30 years now, and we've had 4 of our children go through St. Croix Lutheran with private school education. And we're excited to be grandparents in about 3 weeks for the first time. The other people I'd like to thank would be the people at St. Croix Lutheran, the administrators and colleagues and students and parents. I think back to when I first came into the teaching ministry at St. Croix, Merlin Cruzy, that name is probably familiar to some of you who have been in MISF for a while. he told me, well, we'd like to see you spend maybe 6 to 8 years here before you think about getting back into parish ministry. It's been 23 years now, so I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy working with the students, and at St. Croix, our mission statement is about educating the total student, both soul and mind and body, and I'm really happy to have a part in all of those, working as a religion teacher, and then working in the academic areas, and then working as a coach, and really getting to work with our students in all the different ways that I can. And I hope to encourage them to think about what's really important as they go through life. So I'm humbly honored to be here tonight. Thank you, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Pastor Dave. Our next honor teacher finalist for the 9th to 12th category is from Mayer Lutheran High School. According to the school's principal, David Lane is an institution at Mayer Lutheran High School. Where is David? Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about him. David has coached several sports and is currently the varsity baseball coach, leading the Crusaders to the state tournament in 2 of the past 3 years. He is an exemplary calculus teacher who does far more than teach students to understand the nuances of calculus. He is a passionate theology teacher who wants his students to be prepared to defend their faith and prayerfully encourage them to live out their faith. For David, this is not just what he does, it is what he lives. David models Christian leadership and servanthood. He mentors students who lead their peers in the Koinonia program, in which students engage each other in the study of God's Word. He leads the Daniel program, in which students voluntarily show up after school to learn about being Christians in a changing world. He also leads the school's annual mission trip during Christmas break to share Jesus and build houses for the people living on a landfill in Anapra, Mexico. A parent said this about David: Mr. Lane is the epitome of class. All 3 of my children had Dave as a teacher, and not once in 8 years did I hear a negative word said about him. That's a pretty good record from 3 very opinionated teens. Whether on the baseball field or in the classroom, Mr. Lane has shown what it means to be a quality Christian leader. With him, everything is about the students. This exemplary teacher and coach, this humble servant-minded man of God, makes a difference in the lives of people in the school and throughout the community. Please help me give a warm welcome to Mr. David Lane. Our remaining teacher finalist in the 9th through 12th grade category comes to us from Martin Luther High School in Northrop, Minnesota. When Robert Patrick began teaching at the school in 1987, he was the first music director of the fledgling school. Where are you, Robert? Oh, okay, in this area. Robert traveled to several elementary schools giving music lessons, returning to Martin Luther High School to teach band and choir. He built the music program into a successful one, with students and groups receiving many awards over the years. During those years, he also taught several history courses, coached girls softball, chaperoned many school activities, directed drama productions, led chapels, and served as class advisor, cheerfully and thoroughly doing whatever was asked of him. In 2003, Martin Luther High School was facing the school year without an administrator. So the board of directors asked Robert to take on the role. Exhibiting his devotion to the school, Robert integrated the administrative duties into his busy schedule without question. His signature laughter could now be heard in the school office, as well as in the classroom and in the hallways. Through Robert's hard work and under his guidance, Martin Luther High School was re-accredited. He outlined long-range goals for the school and is making sure those milestones are attained. In the school office, Robert is supportive of staff, willing to brainstorm and offer his creative ideas in the areas of school development and fundraising. As a principal, he has gained the respect of parents and students alike by modeling integrity, fairness, and compassion when dealing with difficult student issues. Robert shares his passion for learning with others by his own example. He received his second master's degree from Minnesota State University in 2008. Robert is also a certified adjunct professor with Concordia University in St. Paul, and is certified to teach PSEO, that's the acronym for Post-Secondary Enrollment Options courses, making it possible for students to pursue higher standards while remaining on the Martin Luther High School campus. In 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010, Robert was awarded several study scholarships to attend competitive application seminars in historic locations throughout the U.S. Today, Robert's schedule includes administrative duties, teaching PSEO, Western Civilization, U.S. history, mentoring the new band instructor, good that you're still doing that, Robert, and serving as student council advisor. In the classroom, Robert expects students to stretch a little further, dig a little deeper, and think proactively. His door is always open to tutor students and encourage them to attain higher goals. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Robert Patrick.
I'd like to begin first by thanking Marge T.C., who's the one that nominated me for this award. She's been a cheerleader of sorts, not only for me, but for the mission at Martin Luther High School. She works tirelessly, not only so that there are students in the desk, but so that teachers at Martin Luther have what is needed in order to succeed in the classroom. It is an honor to be nominated, though humbling at the same time. There are many teachers who I have taught with and teaching with that I feel could easily be standing here. In the letter I received congratulating me on being selected for this honor, it stated that these educators are leaders, model a commitment to engaging and developing the whole student. As many of you know, in order to achieve that goal of engaging and developing the whole student, it takes many people to be involved in a student's life. What aids in helping students to succeed is the collaboration of the administration, faculty, staff, board, parents, community supporters who all have a common goal. Not only providing the best education possible, but to provide a sound foundation to build upon for all aspects of their lives. As a teacher, one of the great elements of this vocation is that we have that opportunity to be an essential part of our students' educational success, offering them assistance, becoming the person they want to become, and most important for us at Martin Luther High School, the opportunity to share the love of Christ and walk with them for a short period of time on their journey of faith. I would be amiss if I did not
This award goes to the envelope, please, Mr. Field. Teacher of the Year, grades 9 through 12, Robert Patrick.
So I said to the headmaster, I said, why did you build a school in this middle of this cornfield? And he said, oh, well, the farmer couldn't grow any good corn here, so he gave us the land. I could tell a lot of stories like that. Right now, how are we doing on the time, folks? We're going to get out of here way before 8 o'clock, and I'm tickled for that. We want to honor our MC who did a wonderful job, Molly.
Joy to be here with you, spend time with like-minded people who believe in private education. You're all winners tonight. We heard so many inspirational stories. Just lifts me up. I'm sure lifts you up too. Thank you all so much. You are inspirational, all of you.
third annual Minnesota Private and Independent Education Awards is made possible in part by support from RBC Wealth Management, St. Catherine University, St. Mary's University of Minnesota, Xcel Energy, Minnesota's private colleges, Allegra, Marketing, Print, Mail, Bate Design Group, Adolphson and Peterson Construction, ATS&R, Planners, Architects, Engineers, Sadlier, the United Educators Credit Union, Hanger Prosthetics and Orthotics, the Laman Abdo Law Firm, Lyman Doran, and Smart Tuition.